Hi, I'm Doug Berman, and this is our story. So the name of the church is Christ Community Church. We're here in Cumming, Georgia. We've been in existence, I guess, about 15 years, and I'm our volunteer technical director here at CCC. So our worship and message style is, I would say, very much contemporary, dynamic, praise and worship. So we've got drums, we've got 2 electric guitars, we've got an acoustic guitar, we have 2 keyboards, and about 3 or 4 singers. From a church perspective, we very diverse. So we have young to old, and so we have to be able to appeal to not only the young folks but also the older folks. First thing is we needed to also understand what our vision was, and so once we understood from leadership, what our vision was, we were able to then begin to drill down in terms of what we needed from an audio, from a video, perspective. And so I think we hit all of those things with Atlanta Soundworks. We actually went through an interview process, and we interviewed a total of 4 different AVL contractors, and we chose Atlanta Soundworks for a couple of different reasons. One, as I stated earlier, the first thing they wanted to do was understand what our vision was. They spent multiple times coming out to the services to get an understanding of what our praise and worship was like, to get an understanding of what the spoken word was like, and so they really wanted to first understand what we were as a church and what our vision was. They put together the right package. They didn't try to pigeonhole us into a particular speaker or microphone or video projectors. It was really based on, one, what was our budget, but also what was our vision. And in addition to that, we wanted to build a long-time relationship with the vendor, right? So this wasn't just a one and done. We wanted to build a relationship. We wanted to look for a vendor that was not only going to be able to take us where we are today, but also where we wanted to go into the future. And knowing that we had other projects with our kids ministry, we wanted to be able to really develop that with ASW, and they hit all aspects of that. So the other thing that Atlanta Soundworks brought to the table was the fact that they do a lot of commercial business, and so they understand the construction process. They understand working with a project manager, and so one of the things actually that was critical, where we actually were able to head some things off at the path, was during that pre-construction phase. And during the construction, they brought up several things that we had not thought about, and so those are all saving type things, where we're not having to go in after the fact and fix things. And so their ability to properly project manage a project from the start to the finish was incredibly valuable. And so their background with working with architects and general contractors and project managers and taking us through that process was incredibly beneficial. What's kind of funny is we started out with a much higher budget, and then once construction costs came into play, what do you start cutting first? And it always seems to be AVL, and so that was cut. When we met with Atlanta Soundworks, we knew that that was going to be a challenge, and so as we talked through what our needs were, ASW really came to the table from a couple of different perspectives. One was their relationship with the projectors that we use. We were actually able to upgrade our projectors with newer projectors that were coming out because of their relationship with the vendor. And the same goes for our video switcher. And so there are those relationships that your contractor, that ASW had with those vendors, certainly helped get deeper discounts or come up with different options that we would not have been able to get ourselves. Really working with your contractor day one is, as opposed to your 90 days out from opening, and now you're finally starting to think about AVL, you need to be doing that, day one in the construction process. So by working with your sound contractor like ASW, they're going to be able to head off a whole lot of areas where you're going to probably spend a whole lot of money because of mistakes made early, or late on, as opposed to addressing them, early on. Like I said earlier on, we needed to do certain things within a budget. We wanted to develop a relationship, and we needed to come up with a system that was easy to use for our volunteers. We're 100% volunteer based, and so ASW brought the right product at the right price, right product that was easy to use for our volunteers, and also the right vendor to build that relationship on.